Hey everybody, this is D Hunter, bringing another action figure review. Today, we're going to look at the Mezco 112 Collective Pennywise from the recent It Chapters 1 and 2. This is the reboot version of It. I'm a huge sucker for clown action figures. I love putting them in my Joker shelf, my Joker army. I've been wanting this guy for a long time, so let's take a look at the packaging. As you can see, the top, Pennywise. It 112 Collective Pose Play Display. One side of the package, you can see Georgie there with the balloon and Pennywise behind him. Other side, same thing. At the back, here's the figure. Bunch of different accessories, bunch of different display options, looking pretty damn good. There's the barcode if that helps anybody. This is a Mezco figure, so the packaging is always very fancy. Take the outer sleeve off, and here's the figure inside. So with no further ado, let's open him up. Alright, now that this figure out of the package, here he is with all his accessories laid out. He comes with quite a bit of cool stuff. We have the signature Mezco display stand, and the baggie for all your accessories. 6 alternate hands, totaling 8 interchangeable hands. Georgie's severed arm. His little paper sailboat. Total of 4 different heads. Picture of the sort of weird dancing lady, and then we have a balloon with a bendy wire. Before we take a look at all that, let's talk about and check out the figure. So this is Pennywise from the It reboot movie. It could be from Chapter 1 or Chapter 2. I really hope they give us a Tim Curry Pennywise in the Mezco line, and I'm looking forward to the upcoming Art the Clown. So, let's take a look. Starting with his face, the likeness looks good. They really captured it. It looks fantastic. The hair is orange. It's got some dark brown in it. Nice paint job, nice sculpt. Kind of going back to the sides behind him. Then his face has that sinister clown look. Dark around the eyes, the red paint going up and down the side of his face, and that creepy little smile and red nose. He's got all that fluffy, different stuff on his outfit. 3 little red balls here. Looks like double jointed elbows, double jointed knees. It looks good. I have the NECA version of this guy, and this is considerably different because it's made of cloth soft goods, so it has a little bit more of a realistic and accurate look to it. And a closer look at his face and head sculpt. Pennywise is played by Bill Skarsgård, and it doesn't exactly look like the actor because it's under all that makeup, but it looks just like the actor as Pennywise from the films. Very nice job on the likeness. It looks great. And then here's the figure, broken down as far as he can go, with all of his removable parts detached. Now let's check out his accessories. Let's start off with the boring stuff. So we have this little baggie here. It's a Ziploc bag that says 112 Collective, and you can store all your accessories in here. Kind of convenient, as Mezco figures have a lot of accessories. Now let's check out the display stand. It comes in 2 separate pieces. When put together, it's going to look like this. At the bottom, we have a black circle with the movie It logo. And then it's got a post that comes out of here, rotation at the bottom, hinged at the bottom, hinge in the middle, hinge near the top, rotation near the top, and then it has this clamp to hold your figure. Now let's check out his hands. He has a total of 8 of them, 4 right hands and 4 left hands. Here he is with his first pair of hands. These are some default hands. They would look good relaxed at his sides. Here's his second pair of hands. This is a pair of sort of open hands. They look like they could be some grabbing, choking, or throwing hands. And then his third pair of hands. This is a pair of hands with claws on them as he's transforming into that scary beast thing. And here's his last pair of hands. His right hand is a small gripping hand, and his left hand is kind of a pinching hand that can hold his balloon. And now for his heads. He has a total of 4 different heads. Here he is with his first head. This one has the sort of normal, creepy, smiling expression. And here's his second head. This one also has a sort of normal face, but a much less happy expression. Here's his third head. This one has a really smiling expression with a wide open mouth and giant fangs for teeth. And then his fourth head. This one looks monstrous. He's got the giant fangs for teeth like he's ready to eat you. And his eyes look pretty weird too. Here's a couple of the Georgie accessories. At the beginning of the film, Georgie is playing with his paper sailboat, and it goes down to the sewer. Then Pennywise sort of lures him down there and completely devours and annihilates him. Huge puddle of blood and the severed arm. small sailboat, and this one is actually made of plastic. And then we also have the severed arm. Little kid's hand, and then the stump. Here's that sailboat next to the NECA version, as well as the severed Georgie arm, next to a couple different NECA versions I have. Then we have his balloon. It's simply a red balloon, which is Pennywise's signature thing. We have the balloon at the top. Of course, it's going to float, and then we have this white string, which is a bendy wire and will take any shape you want. Here's the Mezco balloon at the bottom, next to the NECA version above it. And I have every single different variation of the NECA Pennywise from both films, and I have accumulated a ton of balloons at this point. Now let's look at the painting of the dancing lady. It's a weird, stylized, contorted, disfigured woman. It's a painting that could potentially be hung up onto a wall. Now that we've taken a pretty good look at both the figure and his accessories, let's check out his height. From bottom to the top of his head, standing about 6.6 inches tall, which can translate to just under 17 centimeters. And for his articulation, the head of the neck is one solid piece, so your articulation is at the bottom of the neck. Rotate side to side. Look up, not much. Down, a good amount. Can tilt his head at least a little bit from side to side. Shoulders, ball joint goes out way more than 90 degrees. Up, down, around. He's got, I believe, a butterfly joint here. See how it goes forward and back. Bicep cut. Double jointed elbows. The clothes, not too restricting, does a pretty good job allowing to move around. Hands rotate and hinged. In his torso, he's got some kind of a joint here with a tiny bit of budge. Another one on the waist, rotate around, forward and back quite a bit. Legs, completely does a splits. Rotation at the thigh. Legs go forward. About that much, a little bit more to the side. Back, not at all. Double jointed knees. And the ankle. Forward and back a little bit. Tilt rock. And rotation. Tilt rocks the tiniest little bit. Here's a look at Pennywise in front of a carousel, holding a balloon. Now let's check him out next to some other action figures, starting off with some other Pennywise figures. Here's the Mezco Pennywise, next to the NECA regular version of Pennywise. Then, next to the bloodied up version of Pennywise, this was originally a GameStop exclusive. Here he is, next to the Ultimate Well House version. Then, with the Ultimate Dancing Clown version. And now, next to the sketch version of Pennywise, here's the Chapter 2 Pennywise figure. They made this small little Pennywise, sort of shoulders and up. This came with the accessory set, and it sort of fits on a curb and a little sewer grate. The most recent Pennywise from this version of it was like a super ultimate one called the Many Faces of Pennywise. Here he is, next to both versions of NECA's Tim Curry Pennywise. Here are all the different versions of Pennywise I have from the It reboot film. Looks like 8 versions from NECA, and 1 from Mezco. I think Mafex has one too, but I think I'm probably good on that. Add in the 2 Tim Curry figures, and if you count this Mezco one, my god, that is a total of 11 Pennywise figures. Now let's check them out next to some other Mezco figures. Here's this Mezco Pennywise Dancing Clown next to some other Mezco clown figures. Harley Quinn, and 3 versions of the Joker. I never got that trench coat Ultimate Joker. Still kind of sour about that. And looking forward to the upcoming Art the Clown Mezco figure. And here, next to several different Mezco Batman figures. Then, with a few different sort of regular looking Mezco figures. I always wanted to get the Mezco John Wick. And now, next to the Mezco Predator and Alien figures. Now let's check them out next to some action figures from different various companies, so we can see how he fits in both scale and style wise, in case you don't know which lines you can mix him with. Since he's a Mezco 1/12 collective figure, they're typically the 6-inch scale. I'm going to start off my comparisons with some of the smaller action figure lines I collect. They work way larger, and I'm going to include as many Clown, Joker, or Joker Henchman type figures. As you remember, this guy is going to be sort of a background character on my Joker shelf, or my Joker base, maybe part of my Joker gang, etc. Here he is, next to some Jazzwares Fortnite figures, and some SH Figure Arts Joker figures. And now, with some Hasbro Marvel Legends, and some Mafex Joker figures, here's Pennywise, next to a strawberry glazed donut. And here he is, Next it boasts some Mattel and Jazzwares wrestling figures. Then, with some Mattel and NECA Joker and Clown figures. Now, with some DC Direct and McFarlane Joker figures. And finally, with some DST Diamond Select toys and some Jakks Pacific wrestling figures. And notice, we have the Crow next to Pennywise. Bill Skarsgård here plays Crow in the new reboot film, and I hear it is awful. So overall, it's a nice Pennywise figure. I don't really feel like I needed him. I was pretty happy with the NECA versions, so they're the scale that I more prefer. Here are the minor complaints about him. A little bit shorter than I'd like, but he's in line with the rest of Mezco figures. I have some loose strings coming off his clothing. I keep pulling them off, and there just seems to be more and more and more. And the articulation is just a little bit hindered. Positives. Accessories, but it's all stuff we've seen before. I feel like a Mezco figure usually comes with a little bit more. I know I said on the negative side, but on the plus side of things, the clothing is loose enough to actually allow him the majority of the articulation. Sculpt and paint job on the faces and heads are excellent. If I were to rate this guy, I'm probably going to give him like a 6.5 out of 10. Just an unnecessary addition to the collection. I was cool with all the different NECA ones, but if you saw how many I have, you understand why I would have got this one and added him to my Pennywise collection. So this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you liked the video, press like below. If you have anything you want to say about the video, add to the comment section. If you want to see additional action figure reviews from me, press subscribe. I do appreciate when you do that. Once again, this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I will talk to you guys real soon.